Hi, Jill. How are you?
Hi, Chrissy. I'm really, really well. Thank you.
And you look amazing. You look absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you. Just got in from work.
Work schmirk. Cool. Well, I wanted to bring Jill on just to for her to share her journey so far. What, 3 months, 4 months, maybe?
Beginning of December. So December, January, February. Yeah, nearly 4 months now.
And look, you've had amazing results already straight away.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just going to ask a few questions, and if you could share with the beautiful ladies listening in
Sure.
exactly how you felt. So, Jill, I know you had a connection already. So, tell us about that. You met a friend of yours who was doing Hormonal2Hot.
Yes. So my lovely friend Claire, I first saw it on Facebook actually, and she had a side-by-side photo of her before starting the program and then sort of a few months in where she'd lost 10 kgs. And I was like, man, that is extraordinary. And then bumped into her in our local village and she looked absolutely phenomenal. She looked amazing, healthy, gorgeous. And I was like, oh, I've got to do this. I've got to do this. So I had had since 2016, I've had two hip replacements and a knee replacement. I used to run, and I've started again, but that's a different story. I used to run, and obviously when I was recovering from all these surgeries, I couldn't do much exercise, and I put on quite a lot of weight. So I thought, right, time to do something about it because my surgeon had given me the go ahead to get back into exercising and running. And I had tried last year to do running and I just was so heavy and uncomfortable. I just could, I did it. And the embarrassing thing was I actually met someone that I worked with on the very first run I went on. And I was purple and I had steam coming out of my ears. And I thought, oh God, I can't do this if people are going to see me. And so instead I went to a boot camp, which was a really good thing to do, and it kind of got me back into exercising. I was terrible. I could barely do two press ups, but you know, it got me going a bit. And then seeing Claire and thinking, right, if she can do it, I can do it, and got in touch with you.
Amazing. That is awesome. So, how are you feeling kind of emotionally? So, obviously, you were carrying a bit of weight and there's things you couldn't do. How are you feeling in yourself when you first joined?
That's a really interesting question. I think I've always had a really positive attitude. If you ask anyone who knows me, they'll say I'm
Yeah.
super optimistic and positive. So in that sense, I was feeling good. But there was this niggle at the back of my mind thinking, I don't feel as well as I could. And I certainly didn't feel as healthy and fit as before I'd had all the surgeries, which were supposed to enable me to live my life to the full. And I wasn't feeling it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I was feeling proactive and positive, but really quite sort of deflated. And to add to it, a challenge is that two of my daughters have eating disorders. So it makes it really difficult to talk to them about my weight and my body because they find it incredibly triggering. So yeah,
Interesting, isn't
interesting
it?
time.
Interesting
Yeah.
the things you're thrown at us. So, what was your nutrition like, including the drinking, the alcohol, the wine?
Right. So food wise, pretty good, but just far too much. Really huge portions without realizing that I was eating huge
Yeah. You
portions,
don't know,
but
eh?
just, yeah, just don't know. And clearly I wasn't eating enough protein. Um, but yeah, broadly speaking, quite healthy. I mean, I don't eat a lot of cakes and biscuits and sweet things and stuff. So that wasn't an issue. The big challenge was drinking. Um, I was going through a period where I was easily drinking a bottle of wine every work night, which is just not healthy. And
Yeah.
another trigger for me was that before Christmas, I'd been to see my GP because I had gastric reflux. And she said to me, how much are you drinking? And I actually told her, and she was like, well, it's not very good for you, is it? And I just felt really bad. I know it's not good for me. And taking up a role in a mental health NGO that works with people with addictions, I thought I've got to sort myself out here. So there were lots of things that were not good. I mean, I was highly functioning. I was perfectly okay and
Yep.
holding some really good jobs. but just not looking after myself as well as I could.
It's easy to slip into that, isn't it? Really, really.
Very.
And I don't think we realise, and this is something Claire realised also when she, learned a bit more about the impact alcohol can have. And there's nothing wrong with, a nice glass of wine, a little bit of
Yeah,
alcohol, but that's it.
yeah.
It's in moderation
A
and
nice glass, not a nice bottle.
that's right. That's right. And
Yeah.
it's the impact it has on your metabolism, especially as you get older, as well as the calories, but the bigger impact is that influence it has. So,
Well, that's the bit I didn't know. I knew about the calories and sort
yeah.
of managed to magic wand away the extra 700 calories a day that I was consuming that were empty calories. Oh, yes, well, I deserve it. I'm stressed and all
Yes,
that stuff.
I know the things we Yep.
Yeah, but didn't recognise the impact on my metabolism at all.
Yep. Okay, so tell me, what changes did you make? What do we plan together? Because it's all customised and personalised for where you're at with your injuries, and training from home and the equipment. So tell me what you changed.
Okay, so the first thing I changed was I stopped drinking completely. So I didn't drink anything. I allowed myself over Christmas, because I love your pragmatic, practical wisdom that says, please don't record what you're eating on Christmas Day. So I didn't, and I'd probably be mighty embarrassed if I did write it down. But interestingly, having had the whole month of December not drinking, I didn't want to drink loads and loads and loads. And when I did have a few glasses of wine, it really went straight to my head. And so I made sure I didn't go completely wild. So cut down a lot on alcohol. I think I've probably had alcohol on maybe 14 occasions in that nearly 4 months, as opposed to 14 occasions in 2 weeks previously. So yeah,
Amazing.
huge difference.
Absolutely.
That's been massive. Exercising, as I say, I wasn't able to do running, and I'd moved to a different part of the city, so I didn't have access to my boot camp anymore. And whilst boot camp was awesome, there was lots of cardio in it. So to start doing weight training that you had described and prescribed for me 3 times a week, and I'm a very disciplined person, I have to say, and I have done that 3 times a week every week. Found it really daunting to go into Rebel Sports and buy bands with handles. I didn't know what I was asking for, and they were all so nice and helpful. So I've now got my own wee kit in this study room. Actually, this is where I do my workout, because you can see there's a heat pump there, so I can have the aircon on when I do it, because I don't get rather hot. But yeah, I've really enjoyed those work programs. And one of the nice things was when I started the program, I was in between jobs. I had 6 weeks off over the summer, which was amazing. So it meant I could really focus on the workouts. And when I started work, I realized that the 45-minute workout was really hard. I have to do it before work. My evenings are too difficult. And so I asked you for 30-minute workouts, which you gave me, which fit beautifully into my lifestyle now. So I also picked up running again. I downloaded the Couch to 5K app.
Yeah.
Completed, so I can now run 30 minutes without stopping, which is
my God, that's amazing.
I'm not fast, but I'm back running, and I've actually just downloaded the 10K training app, so I've just started that as well. So doing my sort of 2 dog walks a day, plus the workouts, plus the running, and the nutrition change has been phenomenal. I am a lifelong fan of your nutritional evening smoothie. When I can't have it, I'm just...
Me too. What happened to the smoothie bowl? Like it's like you're eating this ice cream at the end of the day. It's like the best.
It is. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely fantastic.
So
those are probably the big changes that I've made.
Gone is that perception that you can't eat at the end of the day.
Absolutely. You so
Where
can.
did it actually come from?
I need to lose weight. It's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Wow, that's so cool. And you're getting so much stronger, like
getting a lot stronger.
And, really building that muscle, etc. So
I can do 15 press-ups now.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I know. And the dynamic planks, where you move to one side,
yes.
I can do 20 of those in a minute. So I've really, really grown in strength and tone. I look a lot more toned.
It's awesome. It's so cool. So tell me, overall, what results have you achieved so far? Oops.
Well, I've lost 11 centimeters off my waist, which is
That's
staggering.
a lot.
I know. It was 100 and it's now 89 centimeters. So I'm thrilled with that. I haven't lost too much off my bust and hips, a centimetre each, which is fine, but the waist is massive. And I've lost 9 kilos, which is awesome. My goal was 5 over the 6-month period. And after I'd lost 5 really quickly, I was like, oh, I better set another goal. So I set to lose another 2. And then I was like, oh gosh, I've lost that now. So I'm going for 10 kgs.
That's incredible. Wow, Jill. That is so good. And
Yeah.
tell me how you're feeling. Like you're back
Awesome.
working full time. Yeah. So
Yeah, back working full time, really, really busy. I went through my wardrobe and tried on some old work clothes that I literally haven't been able to put on for a couple of years. And I've got 6 new dresses. Well, they're not new, they were in the wardrobe, but they now fit me. So that was a real plus. I've had to go out and buy some new leisure clothes because my
what a shame.
even my Lululemon tights were falling off me.
Oh
Which is amazing. I've just really got so much more energy. The amount of stuff that I'm able to do of an evening is fantastic. Simple things, but I would have just come in and gone, oh, and had a glass of wine previously, whereas I've got the energy to do those other things now. But yeah, working full time, fitting in my exercise really disciplinedly, religiously, and loving it. I really enjoy the feeling after doing it.
Totally.
It's just such a great feeling. And yeah, I'm just can't believe it's so easy.
And mitigating your social events as well, like
hugely. So the last couple of weeks I've been away to Wellington for the weekend for a birthday and been out for a work. Our team had an away day off-site. And previously I was really concerned. I remember calling you in the first couple of weeks to say, I'm going to a 60th birthday party. What can I eat? Here's the menu from the restaurant. And whereas this time I was able to, I had a couple of drinks on a couple of nights, one of my 14 nights. But I looked at the menus and I could see what was sensible. What would I be eating at home? What's very approximate to that? Making sure that I wasn't having massive desserts or fries or chips or anything like that. But just really enjoying the opportunity to have something a bit different and being comfortable with it. And, you know, it hasn't affected, it's your 80-20 rule. 80% of the time I'm doing everything right. So 20% of the time actually doesn't make a huge difference.
Doesn't. That's incredible. Wow. So Jill, if anyone said to you and they were sitting on the fence, like, oh, I don't know, I've tried so many things, like, no, will this work? Why is it different? What would you say to them?
That's a really good question, because I have never, ever dieted in my whole life. I've never had to. But this isn't a diet.
No.
This is I think that for me is the big difference.
Yeah.
Do this because it's not a diet. It's not a temporary thing. It's actually like resetting the way that you look after yourself. And in my role, self-care is really, really important. I always say to my teams that self-care is not an indulgence. It's a discipline.
It's essential, isn't it?
It's essential. And so this is a really good way, painlessly, to reset your nutrition, to do some really cool exercises, and just really, I love the coaching calls we have once a week to meet a group of women who are going through the same thing. Just why wouldn't you? It's made such a huge difference. I know to Claire and I know to me. So,
Oh, that's amazing. That's so cool. Thanks for sharing all of that. That is cool. And I think one thing I just wanted to say was it's a lifestyle, isn't it? Because if we want you know, results, but we want to sustain our results. You know, we've got to think of longevity. How can I do this forever? And you know, that's super important to realize. It's got to be part of
that longevity and sustainability is so cool. I mean, I don't feel deprived of any foods particularly. I'm still eating. I mean, we had family over for Sunday lunch yesterday, and I had 6 Lindt Easter eggs, baby ones, you know. So awesome.
It works. If it works, it works.
It
Oh,
works.
that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing that, Jill.
Absolute pleasure. It's so worth sharing. It's the best thing I've ever done.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Thank you, Jill. And we'll catch up with you soon. All
Great.
right.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.